Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the MakeCode Arcade Advanced Stream. I'm Richard Abercrombie on the MakeCode Forum.
I'm Joey at JWonder on the MakeCode Forum.
And today we're going to be doing two things. So we're going to keep working on the terrain game that we've been working on, kind of doing something silly with it. And we're also going to be deciding on what the theme for August's mini game jam is going to be. So I opened this up on the forum for requests, and we got a thread with a bunch of suggestions. So we're probably going to wait for Thomas to show up, because Thomas said he was going to be here today. And maybe Sarah, before we have that discussion. But we're going to decide on what the mini game jam theme is going to be. So if you want a sneak preview, where it won't be announced to all the other people till Monday, stay tuned. But anyway, for now, let's switch over to our terrain game. So I had an idea for this. So if you had Androids, we've been making this game where you kind of like tunnel downwards. And the last thing that we did was we made this pickaxe, which I still have to stop myself from saying pitchfork. You have this pickaxe, which you move around with your mouse, kind of Terraria style. And the idea is that you click to tunnel, right? And then the terrain gets destroyed. You can go downwards and all of that good stuff. Oh, my camera just broke.
Oh,
well.
It's exploded. Yeah.
I promise I'm here. So what we're going to be doing, I was actually thinking, though, it would be funnier and more interesting if, Joey, what if we made it so that when you move your mouse, you have to swing back and forth to dig? So, like, we detect if it's moving, and if it is, then we kind of just, like, chip away below you, you know?
Yeah, I like it.
Nice of you to join us, Sarah.
I had to do the whole restart my computer thing so it wouldn't blow up, so...
Let me see if I can fix my camera.
That's how they do it.
There we go. All right. So yeah, so I thought it would be funny if you had to like just swing your mouse back and forth to like actually pickaxe at it to like break through the terrain.
Mm-hmm.
That rules.
We're gonna try and do that. So right now you can't do any tunneling because we kind of just got to where we were drawing this pickaxe, and then we made a function for this that was called like dig in direction, I think. And then we never actually, yeah, right here. So we have this dig in direction thing. And we never actually implemented this. So let's go ahead and implement this. We're going to need this in any case. So we're going to be drawing a polygon. And the idea is we want to draw this polygon extending outwards from us. Hi, Thomas.
Hello.
And so, Thomas, we were just talking about the terrain game and how I wanted to make it. We were talking about having this pickaxe where you click and dig, you know?
Yep.
I thought it would be funnier if you just had to swing your mouse back and forth and we would detect movement and just tunnel like that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
You're really quiet for me, Thomas. Is Thomas quiet for everybody else?
Quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, darn it. All right.
Oh.
1 second.
That's better. So we want to draw a polygon that is extending from our player. Okay, so we have an X, a Y, we have angle, distance, and the image that we are going to be digging in. So let's replace this with image right now. And we're going to do a little bit of trigonometry to figure this out. So we're going to be drawing basically a polygon that we want to use for like doing this digging. So this is just going to be a rectangle that extends outward from us. And let's... grab some math blocks because that's what we're going to need. We're going to need sine. We're going to need times. And we're going to need plus, another plus, and there we go. Okay. So let's draw a picture. We have our center point, which I'm going to mark on this image right here. All right, so this is our dig X, dig Y, this X. Okay, we want to draw a rectangle that is extending outwards, which is going to be something like this.
I was trying to coax a cat onto the ledge, but she could not be coaxed.
You know, who can understand the heart of a cat?
Yeah, very challenging to coax a cat to do anything.
Yep. So probably not this long, but this is the idea of like what we're going for. So in order to fill this polygon, we're going to need 4 points, which I'm going to mark in red right now. So that's going to be like this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner, right? So once we have those, we can use the fill polygon thing to just fill in everything else. So the angle that we have right now is this angle. So this angle that is going along with our direction, right? So along this orange line. So we need to get the perpendicular angle so that we can project over this amount for this one, project over this amount for this one. Then we're going to project over this way and then project, right? So for the first 2 points, we're just going to be projecting perpendicular. For the next 2 points, we're going to project parallel and then perpendicular to get our rectangle kind of built out.
It's a really fancy sword you just drew, by the way, Richard.
Yeah, it's a Buster sword.
I thought
It's like my take on Cloud's sword, but my character isn't named Cloud. He's named Stormy.
Oh, I thought your character was going to be named Clyde, to be honest, but I'm a little disappointed.
Named what?
Clyde?
Clyde? Oh, no.
I was going to recommend like Cumulonimbus or something.
Yeah. I mean, so
Sorry.
let's talk about Final Fantasy 7 and 8 real quick. So Cloud is great. Everybody loves Cloud, right? Because they took him and they was like, what if we had this guy who was super cool, but also super depressed all the time and just very angsty, you know? And then when Final Fantasy 8 was like in development, they were like, okay, oh yeah, we'll call him Cloud because he's depressed. That is the actual origin of his name.
Really? Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah.
And when they were making Final Fantasy VIII, they were like, Cloud was pretty cool, but he wasn't angsty enough. So let's just make the most angsty emo character we possibly can. We'll name him Squall because he's fiery. And that's how we got Squall, the protagonist of Final Fantasy VIII, who I love so much. Because whenever something doesn't go his way, he's just like, fine, I don't even care. Like he's such a moody teenager. It's great. Anyway, those are great games. I still need to play Final Fantasy VII all the way through, but 8's great.
It's very funny to me because I never played Final Fantasy games, so all these characters are basically Kingdom Hearts characters to me. And I get the impression that they're pretty different. At least Squall, I think, is his.
Yeah, what could Squall be if not a moody guy? What did they do to him?
He's still kind of moody, but also like just like the responsible adult in the room a lot of the time, I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm planning on playing Final Fantasy VII pretty quickly. Like that's kind of the next game in my queue. But
which version?
That's a good question. I don't know. No, not the remake. If that's what you're asking. I'm wondering if I should play. I have it for PS1, but I'm wondering if I should play the Switch one because I've heard the Switch one has a fast forward button. Ooh. Which, if you've played old Final Fantasy games, is a very enticing proposition because they have a lot of summons that take like 5 minutes and you use them in every battle, and there's no skip button on the cutscene you have to watch. So I might do that. Now it makes me sad because like I have my PS1 all set up. Okay, so we're gonna do this sine angle. We want to figure out how wide we want this to be. So this is gonna be half whatever our width is gonna be. I'm just gonna set it to be 5. We'll see how that is. And then we want to add this to our x, and because this is x, we want this to be cosine. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we're going to do the same thing for the y, except change this to be sine. By the way, I hope you like long blocks.
Yeah, kitty.
Aww. Look, guys, it's Minnie. Just kidding. I know that's Athena. I misidentified Sarah's cats the other day.
Oh.
Let's see if this should be why. All right. So for the next 2 points, we are going to be adding, instead of, whoops, not that one. Instead of adding pi over 2, we're going to subtract pi over 2 to get it in the opposite direction. So we're just going to go ahead and subtract right there and subtract right there. And real quick, I'm going to go ahead and create a variable. We're going to call this dig half width because I'm having to move this 5 in a bunch of different places. And I know I'm going to regret it if I don't just put this in right now. There we go. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. So that's our first 2 points. Now we want to do the ones where we project in the direction and then go perpendicular. So we're just going to be adding something to this. And what we're going to be adding is just like what we're doing here, but we're going to be taking distance instead of this dig half width and multiplying it by the cosine. And we're not going to do perpendicular for this. We're just going to do the angle. And then otherwise, we're just going to go ahead and put this in here. All right, so when you're drawing a polygon, it is important to have your points in the right order, okay? So let's go back and look at this. Look at this again. There are 2 different ways we can draw this, right? So we could do this point, this point, this point, this point, and that is going to fill the polygon like we expect, right? We're going to have a nice convex polygon, all right? Now, what if we were to do this point, this point, this point, this point? Well, that is going to twist our polygon, all right? So we're actually going to have 2 triangles that meet in the middle. So when you're doing it, you want to make sure you're going clockwise or counterclockwise. You can go either direction, but you need to be going in like one consistent direction around your thing. So we did plus pi over 2 for this first one. We did minus pi over 2 for the second one. We are going to be doing minus pi over 2 for this third one so that we are being consistent with our direction. All right. Duplicate this over here, and we're going to make this y. So change this to be sine. Whoops. Change this to be sine. Change this to be sine. And then we need to put in our dig y instead of dig x. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. This might be the longest block we've ever made.
You think so?
I think it will as soon as I duplicate these and put these in the last 2 arguments.
That just made me think of
There.
a new mini game jam idea. Make the longest block.
Nah,
It'd be
everyone's
like
just gonna drag in a ton of pluses or something.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a good mini game jam idea, but it'd still be I would still be interested to see what people would do with that. Maybe not a mini game jam, more like a spin-off contest. What can you do to make the
You do
longest?
those threads on the forum sometimes, right? You can make it one of your threads.
True.
All right. So let's make this real obvious. We're going to go in here. When we do this drigging direction, we're putting 8 right now. Let's make it 40.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we're going to go ahead and woo. Look at that. Very efficient little tunnel making system we got here. This is a good pickaxe.
I like it.
This is like Thor, like Mjolnir levels of like pew. That's just all I'm thinking of.
Yeah. There's no way we can get. It'll take me forever to jump back up through this tunnel like I normally do. All right, so this works. Let's actually take that half width that we had, and we're going to put it in an argument. I'm not going to redrag it out here. We're just going to set this variable to be the same as the argument, which is silly, but you know, whatever. So we're going to go ahead and do number. We're going to call this width. And let's actually move image to be the last argument. This might break everything, what I'm doing right now. No, okay, it just messed up our image parameter, which is fine. And then we're going to go ahead and set our dig hat width to be this width divided by 2. Go. Now we can hit up here. We're going to go ahead and put in our images again, and we're going to set this to be 20. Now we're cooking. Pew, pew.
Nice.
For some reason, it's extra funny to me that it's just a perfect rectangle.
So is this the dig and not the swing thing? This
Yeah,
is what's
yeah.
going to be cut when you swing?
We're going to use this function to do the swinging, but we're not going to do it like we're currently doing it, where we have a giant rectangle.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Maybe that can be the upgraded version.
I think, though, before we do the actual swinging, let's put in, I want to put in a thing telling you how deep you are. Right?
Mhm.
We do that.
Every time.
All right, so we need to come up with a conversion between pixels and meters. All right, or do we want to do feet? Feet or meters?
Meters. I feel like Thomas was about to say feet, and by saying meters, I immediately overruled him.
Thomas
Yeah,
just took
it's
a
fine.
contempt token.
We can do feet. We can do. I mean,
That's
okay, I would
a reference
understand
to a
it
tabletop
more.
RPG, everybody.
Meters is fine.
Okay, so our guy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pixels tall. All right. Let's go ahead and Google what is the average height in meters of human. The average height of a human is about 1.7 meters. All right. So 6 pixels equals 1.7 meters. So if we go ahead and do 6 divided by 1.7, we have 1 pixel is equal to, wait a second. Okay, wait, this is pixels per meter. We want to do the opposite. We want to do 1.7 divided by 6. Yeah.
So I'll just put it out there. At this point, we do still have the option to just do whatever we want. We could choose the best of both worlds and do feet meters or feeders.
Okay. Now, what's a feeder?
I mean, it's exactly 1 pixel is 1/6 of a unit.
Yeah, so smart. I love it.
Pixels to meters. We're not doing feeders. Sorry.
Okay.
Why, Richard?
It's more
Joey
fun
just
if
gave
it's.
you a great name.
It's more fun if it has a connection to reality. All right.
Are you saying you don't measure everything in feeders already? I'm
No,
actually kind
because
of.
feeders sounds
offended.
really gross.
I mean, true, but you know.
All right. Admiral Fish agrees with me. Meters. Okay.
I'm dying. I'm sorry. I'm gonna need a minute.
All right. So we want to have a display that's just going to print out how deep we are. So we're going to go ahead and make a fancy text sprite. We'll go ahead and call this depth text. And we are going to set our depth text to be a text sprite with the font, I don't know. Let's do the rounded small, I guess. Set the color to be something that'll show up. Let's see. When we're underground, we're going to want it to be like white or something. but I don't know. We should maybe just give it a background. Let's just give it a background.
Admiral Fish agrees with us.
What?
Update. Admiral Fish agrees that feeders is better and it should be feeders instead of meters.
Oh, fun. Well, I wonder who's in charge of the coding. It's Richard, okay? So it's not really a democracy here that we're talking about.
All right, everyone, it's time
Kinda
for
messed
a
up.
coup.
I have opened it up that you guys are allowed to take over the coding anytime you want. You want to do a coding stream? I'm all for it.
I wish there was a soundboard on this app so I can play the cricket sound.
We used to do that. We used to take turns. Okay, all right. So, but everyone was just like, "Oh, Richard likes doing it the most. Just let him do it." So, all right. We want to have this be up here. So we're going to set this to be relative to camera, and we're going to make a function for updating it. So let's go ahead and set that relative to camera flag first. Right here, relative to camera, depth text. On. And we're going to go ahead and draw this using, well, we're going to set its position to be up here at the top first. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to set, well, let's make a function for updating it, I guess. Update depth. All right. So in here, we are going to set the text. Weird that this is displaying behind that. Did I not set the? Oh, I didn't set a Z. So we're gonna set the. Oh wait, first we want to set the text before we set the position. So we're gonna set the text to be. We need to calculate our depth. So our depth is going to be equal to our pixel, our Y value times our pixels to meters, right? So go ahead and grab a times. We're going to need a text join block to convert this into a string. I need our pixels to meters variable. And then we need the Y of our sprite. All right. We don't want to just do this, though, because let's just go ahead and print this out. We're going to call this inside of our on-game update. And let's make sure we can actually see it. So right now we're setting my sprite X, Y. We're going to be setting the depth text right to be screen width -2. And we're going to set the top to be screen height minus or plus. No, wait. No, wait. We just want it to be 2.
Yeah, just.
Yeah. And let's set the Z also. So we'll make this depth text. Set Z to be just high 23. Z to be 23. Okay, right. So this is the reason why we don't want to do it just straight up. All right. Because 1, it's always changing by a little bit. And 2, when you print out a floating point number, very often you're going to have a very long decimal thing after it, right? So we want to actually make this into a shorter number. Locally, Joey made a block for that.
Or, hear me out, we make this a side plot of the game. And the speed of the numbers, and like we average them at some point, and it's like aliens talking to you as you dig, and you have to decipher the message when you reach the bottom.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The message at the end is just, you should have used Peters.
That would be so awesome. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, you reach the bottom, and it's like, if this is the aliens and the feeders, we're angry.
Why,
I don't know
why
why
is
it's
it moving
changing
this
this
much?
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we need to change this.
Because
to
you're like squatting.
we'll change it to be bottom, which should be stable. No, it's still
Admiral-
changing. So I think it has.
okay.
It must have something to do with our physics. So we need to make sure we're calling this update depth in the right place. Because
Admiral-
I'm guessing what's happening is we're calling it after we fall, but before we get like bumped back up. You know?
Is my sprite the real sprite or is it the animated sprite? I guess
No,
it shouldn't matter.
visible player sprite is the animated sprite.
Okay.
My sprite's the real one. Yeah, this is my sprite. So let's grab this update depth and let's look at where our physics are, which is inside of this on game update. And see if we can figure out exactly what's going on here.
While we're thinking about it, Admiral F says, I've started to use functions instead of variables for static values. Is that better or worse? AKA a function that just returns one value. It's a nice way to implement constants. It works. I don't think there's anything, I wouldn't ever say there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, no. The only thing that's going to be annoying is that your function thing's going to get super long.
Mhm.
Your
But
variable one.
Otherwise, your variables get very long, right? So
Yeah.
who cares?
All right.
Does
Well,
it
you know
take
what?
up more memory to do a function versus a static variable?
It takes up more code space. It doesn't take up more memory.
It should just get. Didn't Miha do the like constant folding stuff, or am I misremembering that with something else? I thought it might actually get compiled away.
Oh, I don't know if we do inlining.
Do we not inline the functions themselves? Okay.
We might. Okay. Well, I decided to not try and figure out why it's subtly changing for our physics because I don't really care that much. So instead, we're just going to round our bottom before we do the conversion, which will stabilize it. So there you go. That fixes that. All right. We need to give this background. So we're going to go ahead and grab a render on z-index. Okay, make this 22 so that it is below our sprite. And we are going to do a fill rect in the screen. We're going to be doing this at the X is going to be our left of our depth text minus, I don't know, like 2 or something. Y is going to be 0. Our width just needs to be a high number. I'll do it right. Okay. Should be width plus 2. Or plus 4.
Why not do a bunch of 8s?
I don't know. I don't think it's actually that much worse in terms of performance, so but whatever. And then we want this to be depth text, not my sprite. Go. And then our height is going to be equal to our height plus 4. Go, and we're going to make this, I don't know, tan. There we go. Okay. Looks like we can actually chop off some height. So let's make this height minus 2. Nope, too much. Just height. There we go. All right. So now we have a little depth display. It kind of is annoyingly jittering around. I want to make it, I need to add a feature to fancy text that does mono spaces fonts.
Mm-hmm.
Because I only ever want that behavior when I'm printing numbers, but it really annoys me when I'm printing numbers that it moves around.
Okay.
So But yeah, well, anyway. So there we go. Now we can kind of see how far down we are, which is nice. All right, let's do the silly tunneling stuff, okay? So we want to make it so that we tunnel when we move the pickaxe back and forth. And we want to make sure that if you're just holding the pickaxe, I don't know, should we make it so that it only does it if you like move it at a certain speed? Because like you might want to reposition, right?
It's part of the challenge.
Yeah, it depends on if you
Very
want to make the
dangerous
game
thing.
cursed or not.
What if it's when you stop moving? So you swing and then you stop and then it launches the pickaxe.
So you want us to have to play the game like this to not.
I want there to be a 1/10 of a second or longer pause at each section.
Okay, so you want to do like whoop, whoop, whoop.
Because like when you swing a pickaxe, you go like this, and then it like bounces back a little. But like you carry the momentum into it, and then you stop, and then you pull it back, and then you do it again.
All right, I feel like that's going to be annoying, but we can give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're going to make a variable. We'll call this next angle. And we're going to set it equal to this. And then at the bottom here, we're going to set our pickaxe angle equal to next angle. And then inside here, we're just going to figure out what the difference is. Grab the absolute. And we want to do the difference. So next angle minus pickaxe. And we're going to say if this is greater than, I don't know, this is in radians. So I actually do not, wait, why did I put that in there? Get rid of this. I actually have no idea what a good value is for this. Maybe we should just print it out.
Yeah.
Are we already printing out? Oh yeah, we're printing out this loading chunk stuff. That won't get in the way. Okay, so all right. Looks like when I'm going fastest, it's at like 0.1 or above. And then for like the slower ones, it's staying below 0.1. All right, so let's start by just always digging, like Thomas mentioned, whenever we move. All right, so that'll be our first go at it. So we're going to go ahead and grab our dig code that we had in the mouse button pressed, and we're going to put it in here instead. And we're going to change it to be a slightly more reasonable value. So let's do 5 by 10. I don't know. All right. And now we're just going to go ahead and work.
Yay!
It's productive miner.
It's a little too powerful, I would say. Because you can kind of just like it's like you're being pulled along by your pickaxe, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, so it is the
it is Mjolnir. Yeah.
Mjolnir.
If you don't move your mouse, it doesn't dig, right? Even if you move your
no, we're good. It's not digging right now.
Okay. Wow.
Okay. All right. This is a little too much, I think.
I feel like we should save this for like a fast mode of the game. You know how they have those fast modes and you're like, you gotta go fast, and it's just like.
I mean, it's super easy to recreate. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and share this, and you guys, my co-hosts, can play around with it. So
Okay.
Or
So-
if someone wants to put it in the chat, please feel free. I can't do it from this computer, so.
Yeah. With it being a fast mode, that does make it interesting because, like, what if you hit it? Like, what if we hide some patches of dirt, but like they're slightly different color, and if you hit them, it sends you into that mode for like 20 seconds, but like without you having to do it. So you're just like you have to pay attention so you don't get yourself trapped or something like that.
I like that a lot.
Rather than Magic Earth, it might make more sense to have just like an item that you can pick up.
Well, yeah. I meant the Magic Earth as in like we indicate that there's an item that is there, but the Earth is just like very subtly hinting at it. So you can try and avoid it if you're paying attention, but if you're not paying attention, you might get yourself messed up.
All right, this is something. Let's try even a higher threshold. We'll make it 0.15.
Richard, were you saying that you wanted to put that in the? Oh, Joey already did it. Never mind.
No, but you should try it out, Sarah.
Oh, I'm having a lot of fun.
Okay, this is too high. Let's change it back to 0.1. Right. Here's version 2 coming at you. So this is the limited one. I feel like you can still really zip with this, but it's much more controllable, which might be, you know, desirable.
I'm gonna try to play with it, but I've never really made a multiplayer game before. I think this would be really fun as a multiplayer game, and you have like X amount of time to go as fast or as far down as you can.
It's hard, right? Because, well, I'm thinking the same thing. It would be fun as a multiplayer game. It's hard to do with a single screen, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you need like a split screen.
Yeah, I mean, we could do it as split screen, I guess.
You just gotta make it that if you get pushed off the top, you're out. That's it. You lose.
What do you
Could
mean
do
you
it that
pushed
way.
off the top?
Well, then
Like-
it's
like
just a
someone-
how fast can you move your mouse?
That's the thing. If you're just going down, then you just have to do what Richard's doing right now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The thing is, I want to. It's just there's like a few different directions we can kind of like take this game, right? So this is one where you're just trying to dig down as fast as quickly as possible. I feel like it's fun if we give you a reason to go back up. You know?
Mhm.
Like I feel like one of the really cool things about this game we made is that, you know, the chunks do get remembered. So you can come back and like reload them.
Mhm.
Right? And if you're just, you know, just going straight down, like I wonder if what you should be doing is like getting stuff and then you have to like take it back up, which means that you also kind of have to like plan how you're constructing your tunnels a bit
Yeah.
so that you can actually make it back up.
Bring your dinosaur bones back up to it.
Sorry, what was that, Thomas? You keep going quiet sometimes.
Oh, sorry. I tried switching to a different microphone, but I don't know if it's working. I say you get to bring your treasure coins or dinosaur bones or whatever back up to your supply chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did
Like, I
also,
feel like-
you had mentioned having lava that you need to avoid and stuff, which I thought was a good idea.
Yeah, I want to do that too. Yeah, so I want to have stuff that you have to avoid. But I like the like part of the fun of Minecraft is, you know, you're building your own little infrastructure as you go down for when you have like really big mining things. Like I remember when I played Minecraft way back in the day, I would always there was that old glitch, but I don't know if it still exists, to like boost minecarts. This was before powered minecarts. And so I built this complicated rail system which went to all of my mines basically for my home base, so that I could like zip on over whenever I needed to go, you know, dig for some more stuff.
Mhm.
And like, even if I spent more time building that stuff than I probably ever saved, it was really satisfying to like have all of that in place. So I feel like what could be really fun with this game is if we made it so that you could like, you know, press A to build a ladder here or something, which goes up a certain extent, just to make it so that it's a little bit easier to climb back up than it is right now.
Yeah, you should also make it so that you have to go down a certain level in order to build a ladder, though. Like there are checkpoints basically in order
You have
to unlock
to like get materials or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like right now our chunks are really boring, but we could easily be putting some iron ore and stuff in here that you get, which then makes it so that you can, you know, build ladders. All right. Are you guys playing around with this? What do you guys think of the controls?
It is. Oh,
I think they're kind of hard, honestly.
they are difficult. If we're adding more gameplay like that kind of stuff that we just talked about, I mean, dodging lava would be good for that, but for like carefully constructing elaborate tunnel networks, this would be tough. But maybe interesting. You just have to like actually take your time with it, I think, is the trick. And
Yeah, you have to like dig
the impulse to just
slowly, because like you can do this to go down and make this really narrow thing, but you can also do this, or like this actually is the way to do it.
Yeah. We could make it so you only dig if you're like pressing down a button, but it's not quite as fun.
It's probably a good idea though, right?
Probably.
Let's just give it a shot. We'll just see how it feels, and then we can turn it off if, you know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and make a let's see. There's not an is. Oh, there is an is button pressed. Cool. All right, we're always gonna update the angles because we don't want that to, you know, stop. But we're only gonna do the digging part if the left button's pressed. All right.
I don't know why. I feel like I have this problem in other games too, where like, especially with the mouse, doing circular motions with the mouse is just really hard for me.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying. I agree. Oh, this is way better. This is way more doable. Here, let me share this, and you guys can.
If we do it this way, we could probably get rid of the speed requirement too. But
all right, you gotta speak louder, Thomas. I can't.
Yeah, I heard something about speed requirements, but
if we do it this way, we could get rid of the speed requirement as well, maybe.
All right, here, let's get rid of the speed requirement and see if that just makes it completely impossible to. No, it's yeah, this is something. I feel like people are really going to be angry that they can't have nice, smooth tunnels. No, I think it's actually better with the movement requirements. Yeah, it feels a lot more. It's too crazy with the other way. And you know, sometimes crazy's good. Like I'm totally down for doing like the, you know, super mine mode or something. But like it's a little too much, I think, for just the everyday mining.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, here. You guys give this one a shot. All right. While you're playing around with that, let's change tacks real quick. We're going to go over to the forum where I recently posted a thread about how we didn't have stream on Wednesday because I had a migraine. And we have I asked people, what theme do you want to see for a mini game jam? And we got a lot of submissions. So we need to choose the theme that is going to be for the mini game jam starting on Monday, the August mini game jam. So if anyone's in chat, please feel free to shout out any of these that really speak to you. We're just going to go through all of them, I think, discuss them, and then we'll kind of, you know, choose one. So the first one we have is roguelike game jam or roguelite game jam. So that's definitely a fun idea. I feel like roguelikes they take a lot to code, right? Like, is there a simple roguelike you can really make?
So I mean, it depends. Like regularly, the fun of it is just the items, and that anytime you start getting like the upgrades and stuff, that's going to be really hard. Like in blocks and all that, because you have to start having to do like wide variety of things. You have a wide variety of values updated, lots of state to keep track of. We don't really have an obvious system for that right now.
Yeah, it's I really like the idea because I like playing roguelikes and I like playing roguelikes on the forum especially. But I feel like it's a little bit intimidating for some folks. Yeah.
I'll just say
Yeah.
I really like the idea too. All my favorite games are roguelikes, really.
It might be a better. I don't know how people would feel about it for like a big game jam, but it sounds like it might be better for a big game jam.
I do feel like it would be a better fit for a big game jam. But if we were going to do it for a big game jam, I would want to make some extensions that I know are going to make it easier.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
Just so that we could prep it. The thing is, it might be a worse fit for a big game jam because those typically we do get a lot more younger submissions, not just the forum regulars.
Yeah, that's fair.
But we could do more prep for it. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're not going to do it for the next game jam because that's already picked out. But that's an idea. All right. Well, let's keep going and look at some other ones. Next up, we have wizardry. Pretty straightforward. That's a fun theme.
I like it.
It is a good theme.
Everyone name your favorite game that has wizards in it.
Oh no. Well, because roguelike was just mentioned, Noida came up, even though it's not like it's my favorite game, it's just the game that I enjoy existing.
You talk about Noida a lot, so
I do. I like, but when I play it for like 2 or 3 hours, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I don't play this all the time. But I like that it exists. Like I'm happy for it.
I'm actually struggling to think of some. I mean, Kingdom Hearts has a wizard in it, so I guess I'll go Kingdom Hearts. But a lot of my favorite games are sci-fi more than fantasy. So
yeah, I'm actually kind of struggling with this one too.
What about Legends of Zelda? Do they have wizards in Legends?
Nah. I mean, there's
I
wizards.
don't think so.
They're enemies.
Oh wait, what was that other wizards?
There are magicians in some of the Zelda games, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Wiz 3?
No. I don't know what you're talking about, Thomas. Sorry, Joey. What were you saying?
That other wizard roguelike where you pick
Wizard of
3
Legends.
spells.
Yeah.
Wizard of Legends. Yeah, that was a fun one too.
That was a fun one, yeah. The wizard game I probably spent the most time playing, kind of a problematic pick now, but it was the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone. What's the
Was
first
that the
one?
GBA one?
Yeah, Sorcerer's Stone, Philosopher's Stone.
Game Boy. It was for the Game Boy Color. And that game was better than a tie-in video game had any right to be. I played it all the time as a kid.
I remember
those first couple Harry Potter games were like pretty fun. I played them on the computer and then later the PlayStation. I got a lot of fun out of the first few of them.
Yeah, that was my early childhood. Pretty fun.
All right. Okay, cool. Wizardry. That's a fun one. Next up, we have Future Jam. How do you see Future? Do you lead the resistance against ChatGPT and their army of super intelligent, sometimes robots? Do you have a world? Save the world from global warming by finding the Omega Stones to bend all aspects of the universe to your will?
I didn't know all we had to do was find the Omega Stones. Jeez.
Yeah.
Right.
Thomas has like 3 of the Omega Stones knocking around in a drawer somewhere.
I know. They're just sitting here.
Yeah.
Someone had told me. All right. I'll get them sent in, I guess.
Future stuff is always fun. I feel like we get a lot of future-themed submissions. The number of games that we play in mini game jams that start with "the year is 3000X and everything is blown up" is like pretty high. So I think people would be like into this one.
What about Future Wizards?
Oh, big brain.
Okay. Next up, we have Acid Jam. So we do those occasionally, and it's true we haven't done one of those in a while. I mean, do them occasionally. I mean, we've done them like twice. But the idea is that you create music or art or everything and have a chance for it to appear in the arcade editor. Yeah, so we actually talked about Acid Pack Jam, where we have everyone does an acid pack, right? And I haven't, we've made that much easier to do now, so I would post instructions on how to do it. But it could be like a bunch of tile map tiles, or, you know, some music that people can use, or some character animations or something. So I feel like that would be a fun one too. We're definitely going to do one of those, like, sooner or later. Okay. Next up, World Culture Jam, a jam focused on celebrating and highlighting the different cultures and ways of different people around the world. Sure. Yeah, not as fun, but, you know, it's definitely valuable. I feel like we save those types of topics more for the big game jams, though, because we've done, like, you know, Female Game Changers Jam before, and shoot, what was the other one? Like Heroes in Your Community Jam, and the Climate Crisis Jam. Next up, Social Media Jam, a jam focused on anything, everything social media. We don't let you post social media on the forum, so no, that one's disqualified. And then make a game about Richard streaming.
But it wouldn't be like, okay, just to play like a little bit of devil's advocate for social media. It could be like you're getting sucked into a social media world, not like.
No, I get it. Like,
okay.
Yeah, but it's like encouraging people to start fair. Like listing their socials, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna get a bunch of games that have people's YouTube handles in them. Okay, make a game about Richard streaming. I mean, I like this one because it has Richard in it, and I like Richard a lot. Well, sometimes. So
can we do that? Can we do a Richard themed mini game jam?
Absolutely not, because I'm the person who posts the mini game jams, and if I say, "Hey, everyone, make a mini games about me,"
okay, what if I posted it? and so like we know that we're all, and it's also from Robbie Zero, so like everyone knows that it's not from you.
Sarah's gonna host her own like back channel game jam that you can't know about.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with this.
Okay, how about we just do favorite MakeCoders jam?
Do keep putting me in games, though, because I am delighted when I show up in games. I just don't know if I want to be the subject. But whenever people like put a pigeon character in there, I'm a big fan.
Then how about we do? Okay, sorry, I'll drop it.
So someone did fan art of me the other day. It was me. It was my pigeon on vacation. Anyway,
nice.
Okay, let's see. This is a stream idea. Mythological games, but more Lord of the Rings type games. So this would be like a high fantasy, I guess, is what you would call that.
You must have an elf game.
You must have a language you made up that everyone speaks in that actually works as a language. It's not just English words swapped.
I mean, one could argue English words swapped for other sounds works as a language.
Okay, yeah. That's why Thomas was always trying to get them to accept his Pig Latin elective. And
they never did. Yeah.
No. All right. RPG or turn-based battle. That's a fun one. These are also kind of hard to code in MakeCode Arcade specifically, because MakeCode Arcade is more put towards like doing physicsy stuff. So doing the turn-based stuff is a lot harder because it's a lot more just like state management than anything else. My favorite games are all turn-based battle games, though, so I'm a fan. You just heard me talking about Final Fantasy 7 and 8 for a while. Okay, let's see. A game jam which contains code. All right, MakeCoder, thank you. Music mini jam. We did one of those before. It would be fun to do another one. All right, and I think that's the end of the list. So, which of these did you guys think was the most exciting? I mean, I feel like I'm leaning towards either Asset Jam or Future Jam. I don't know.
Wizards!
I do
Wizards?
like Wizards, but it's maybe a little limiting.
I like Wizards too, and it's from Teddy B. You know I love Teddy B.
I don't know if it's a limiting thing with wizards, right? Because it doesn't have to be like casting wands. You can be a wizard that like a keyboard wizard hacking things.
True.
Admiral Fish in the chat says Asset Jam in all caps. I promise if we don't do the Asset Jam this one, it'll be like we'll do one before the year is out. All right. Belangus says roguelike. I like making them. If we were to do a roguelike jam, the more and more I think about it, the mini game jam is the right place to do it, right? We can't do it for the big game jam. It's just too hard to do.
Like get the point across.
Yeah. And, you know, doing it over the summer is also not the worst idea because there's fewer people. Like the people who are around are typically the, you know, the core hardcore forum people who I think are more accustomed to making complicated games.
To be fair, though, I feel like there's a good chunk of people that go back to school in August.
That's true. Yeah. Which is always
But
weird.
I mean, yeah, just another like devil's advocate-y kind of thing. Where it's like,
We get it, Sarah. You just love the devil.
I do think we would want at least a month and a half notice or something. It'd be best to spend some time on stream making an extension or two to make roguelikes way easier. Carve out some systems, make some baseline to get people started.
We could do some more, like how we did our ladder streams. We could do a more structured, like procedural generation stream.
Yeah.
Where I actually look up some procedural generation algorithms before doing it.
Yeah.
As opposed to what we normally do, which is just me messing around for way too long.
Mm-hmm. But
all right, well, it sounds like everyone's the most excited about Wizard Jam. Is that right?
I am.
Let's bippity boppity do it.
Okay. I think that sold me on it.
I'll accept it.
Can we
really
put
himself
that
out there.
as the headline?
I will put it as a quote that I will attribute to comment.
Thanks.
1 second. Let me let me go and flip that.
We can go viral.
Right, yeah, that's
Just
going to make us go
honestly,
viral. Yep, that's
sure.
the one.
That's what it takes. You're welcome, everybody.
All right. Well, that's going to be our mini game jam. So if you want to get started a few days early, you know what the theme is. We're going to be doing Wizardry Jam. Yeah, make a game for that. We're going to be playing them all at the end of the month, just like we always do. And the next big game jam is going to be in October. Oh, right. I promised every Friday I was going to give a cryptic clue that was way too hard to figure out for the big game jam.
I already forgot. I remember you told us, and then
Come
I
on,
already
Sarah.
forgot.
I've
what
told you
it
multiple
was.
times what it is.
Well, let's see if this cryptic clue helps me. I don't know.
All right. Let me think.
Wizardry roguelike. That was that's a good idea too.
So our last cryptic clue was it is both a noun and a verb. All right. Okay, I'm actually gonna give a good one. All right.
Ooh. Bold.
This is a common movie genre. Take that. Do what you will.
Oh.
All right. And with that, I am Richard at Richard on the MakeCode Forum.
I'm Joey at JWonder on the MakeCode Forum.
I'm Sarah at Sarah on the MakeCode Forum.
And I'm Thomas at Sparks on the MakeCode Forum.
And yeah, we'll see you later. Bye, everybody.